everyone. Today we got to play Reef. Reef is a puzzle card drafting
No, it's not
game.
well, I mean, you do pick a card, I guess, but yeah, it's definitely a puzzle game.
Yes, definitely a puzzle game. But before we get into it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you want to see the other games that we've got in our collection and what we think about them. Randy, tell us more about this particular game, Reef.
All right, it is called Reef.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it was made in 2018, or released in 2018.
We actually got this at Gen Con, didn't we?
No.
Oh.
We got it at our friendly local game store.
Oh, okay.
This has a Board Game Geek rating of 7.1 and a rank of 624, so it's a pretty good rank. 2 to 4 player, and its average is about 30 to 45 minutes, and that sounds about right.
Yeah.
The designer was Emerson Matsuchi. The artist was Chris Williams, and the publisher is Next Move Games, better known for Azul.
So
They like their puzzle games.
well, I don't blame them. I like puzzle games too. All right, so let's dig into quality of pieces. So overall, you've got these beautiful coral. They're not tiles, but coral pieces.
Yeah, some of them look more like gears, though. I guess coral shapes like that when you stack it. I don't know. It looks. Some of them look very much like gears.
I mean, it's just particular coral. I mean, okay, they're colorful and they're bright.
They are colorful.
And they're very bright.
They make a nice presence when you put them together, especially now
Yeah.
that with the little mini expansion with the fish.
The fish are stinking cute. I like the fish a lot. So those are definitely the best part of the components of this piece. The player board is just a cardboard. The deck card quality, no linen finish. They're actually kind of a little thin. Luckily, you only have to shuffle them once.
But they're very stiff. When I was trying to shuffle them, it took a lot of effort because they were shooting across the table because they didn't want to bend. So they do not shuffle real easily at first. You have to wear them down to get them to shuffle.
Yeah. So your victory point tokens, they are thick, but they're pretty basic. They're just
they just have
sand
numbers.
dollar-esque with numbers and different colors. But, overall, it does have a good...
Yeah.
And the tactile with the really nice coral, I'd probably give this a 7. I think it's got some really great pieces.
I'm probably going to give it an 8. I mean, it doesn't have that many pieces. But, I mean, when you look at the board that it got, especially once you add the fish, it does look like you're looking at a coral bed with the fish swimming through it.
Right,
really
but,
cool.
The other components though aren't as good as
but
those
this
pieces.
is the main components of the game.
I mean that's true.
Victory points
true.
are victory points. The cards aren't bad.
I mean they're just not great either.
I'm not giving it a 10. I'm giving it an 8.
I'm giving it a 7. It's not much difference.
All right.
Split the difference. 7.5 then. All right, so moving on to theme. This is a wonderfully cute little theme. You're in a coral. You're creating a coral reef. You got your little fish swimming with the expansion. It's actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it's kind of relaxing to have the little thing on the table, and it's
not relaxing to try to get the fish to move because I keep dropping them in the coral and I keep making messes. But
I never had that problem. I think I knocked a fish over one time.
Okay, well, obviously my fingers trip over themselves. I don't know what to tell you. But, it is a super cute theme. Everything is matches really well with this. So for theme, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's very cute.
I'd say, I mean, it's not heavy in story or anything like that, but it's very pretty. Yeah, it's
the visual alone.
It definitely attracts the eye when you look at it on the table. And it isn't a very big presence. It's your personal boards. So it's not going to draw a lot of attention, from far away or anything. But when they're up close, they do look very pretty.
Yeah. All right. So, did you give it a score?
No, I guess I didn't. I guess I'll go ahead and see your 8. That seems to be about right.
Okay, cool. All right, so moving on to rules. Now, this is not the first time we've played this game. We've played this a few times right when it first came out because Rainey was trying to figure out the games I liked at that time, really.
Yeah. So this, 2018, we were together before.
Well, you were still guessing, so.
I'm still guessing, babe. I mean, guessing till the end of time.
This is probably true.
So, I mean, the rules are only 4 pages long. We've been playing a lot of short rule games lately. I wonder why that is.
Time. That's
I think
why.
it's because Rob isn't here and we're playing easy games.
And I have to listen to him. You
Yeah.
are correct.
Yes. So basically, it's very straightforward. The only confusion we had was, well, you had was on the card that showed a diagonal that you weren't sure if that was really the shape was relevant, which it was.
And that was my own. I honestly didn't even think about it. To be quite honest with you,
the cards are the most confusing thing, and they don't explain the cards in all the cards in the book.
They do a few.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just not. It's okay.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a pretty good book. I'll give it a 7.5 just because of the confusion that you had on that one card because it wasn't detailed in the book.
Yeah. All right. So. Well, no, there was an example.
Well, there coincidentally was an example, but there wasn't a section for explaining the cards.
Yeah, that's true. So moving on to actual gameplay. So again, this is another straightforward game. So you basically have a row of three different cards that you can pick from, and then you have the deck. So if you choose, can have two options in your turn. You can play a card or pick up a card. So if you pick up one of the cards, the three, then no big deal. You pick it and you'll hopefully play it next turn. But the next action that you have is to pick up from the deck. If you do that, you have to put one of your own very victory points on the lowest victory point card in the row. Or if there's two that are the same, then you put it there.
Oh, you pick one. You don't.
Pick one.
You don't cut it in half and put it on.
No, I know.
Okay. So.
That's the picking up card. And then the next one is to the play a card. So the play a card, you play the card, and like this one, for example, you get 2 purple. There's only one left because the game's ended. But you'll put that one wherever you allot it. And then you get to move your fish, if you're using the fish expansion, to one space. And hopefully it's where it will trigger the scoring mechanism. So and then the scoring mechanism happens on the card after you play it. So in this case, if you have a yellow 2 level or higher, adjacent from a level 2 orange or higher, you score 5 victory points. Not just once, but as many ever times that is applicable. So there were a couple of times that I actually got to apply my bonus 4 different times because of what the requirements were. Now, if your fish is on the structure of the coral that you're scoring, you get another victory point.
Per fish
that you have on that structure. Now, if your fish is in the way, you cannot place a coral on top of your fish. You have to move it out of your way.
Yeah, and I guess thematically, the coral would be growing through the fish in that scenario, and that would be kind of gross.
Yeah. You're so weird.
I would hope the fish would get out of the way.
Yeah, so when you score it, you get your victory points. You have your pile. It's not really hidden. You just have a big pile of victory points. And then the game ends when one of the color sets is depleted. You finish the round, and that's the end of the game.
Or if the deck of cards runs out.
That's not going to happen.
It's not likely, but it's possible.
I mean, I guess it's possible if everyone just took cards and didn't play.
Yeah. You do have a hand size limit of 4 cards, and your coral could not grow above 4 tiers high. So there are some physical limitations that you have to apply when you're placing your tiles. But the combinations of tiles is the tricky thing, because the tiles that you get when you play your card, generally, I didn't see any cases where they match the victory points that are at the bottom. So whatever you're getting for that round,
you have to plan ahead of time.
Yeah, you have to plan ahead. So it's good to have 4 cards in hand because then you can kind of chain them potentially. Where you
I just kept drawing a bunch until I was like, oh, okay, here's my lineup, and then I did the lineup.
Yeah.
Now the problem is I think you had a longer lineup. I think you were drawing cards.
Well, I was replenishing my lineup before I would play them all. So I didn't play my entire chain, I think, but once. I usually would play a few, and then as more cards came out, it might add to some of the scoring ones I already had. So I would draw them back up.
For me, I didn't even look at what's up there, and I think that's where I didn't win, is because, I had my chain, and I just went with my chain instead of trying to implement.
So, yeah, I had a lot of scoring rounds that were 13 to 15 points in one fell swoop, whereas you, I think, were getting smaller amounts more. You did have one big one, I think. That you
I've had a couple of big ones.
Yeah.
You know, I had a 15 or 16 pointer because the 4-set one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had 3 or 4 of them. But they weren't huge, but
Yeah.
Overall you overtook me on that one. But let's give it a score.
Yeah, I think I'm probably about a 7.5 on this. There's not a lot to the game, the puzzle aspect of it. It is. I think the fish expansion added some to it.
I did think so.
Even if it's just thematically, it looks more aquarium-like or
I think
ocean-like.
I think the fish has definitely brought an appeal to it that wasn't there before.
Yeah, the system that it added to the game as far as the moving and the scoring, the bonus points. Yes, I played it for that, but it was mostly just to get like 1 point on it. It wasn't adding a whole lot, but it was fun thematically.
Yeah. So you gave it a 7.5.
Yeah, I think that's where I am from a gameplay perspective.
I think I'm going to give this a 7. It's a little, it's a cute little game. Could Sarah play this? I think she could.
Yeah, we probably have to help her with the scoring. Because I don't think she'd have the strategy down as far as arranging the.
Yeah, but she can play point salad. I think she can play this.
Yeah, it is pretty straightforward. It's certainly.
So I do think that this is definitely a family-friendly game.
Oh yeah, yeah. The age recommendation is 8 and up, so she's a little young, but not.
She's 7, so not too much, and she's got enough experience. She could definitely play this.
Yeah.
I do think this is actually a really good family game.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, pretty good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We had an absolute blast, and hopefully you would like to join us again. We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everyone. Today we got to play Reef. So Reef is a...
Falling.
Let's try this again.
Can we not destroy the table?
You did it, not me!
Yo, no. I caught it. You knocked it over.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still going to blame you.